Hello everybody. Actually, I made this videos because to next week is I will have the midterm test for economics, and actually I don't understand anything at all. My lecturer, actually my lecturer teaches so boring, and I don't understand anything at all. So in order to understand the lecture and the tutorial, I had to read the textbook by myself. I realized that one is more important in the real life as well as a soft skill that's very essential to us in presentation skill. And when present, I don't know reason why, but I cannot smile or anything. I just focus on my presentation and forget everything. I don't smile at all, and my friend said that. So I decided to make a video. By that, I can look at the screen and see the facial impression of my, and I think it's a good way to improve my presentation as well as understand my lecture more. And this the lecture 3. I will look at the lecture 3 right now about the economics. In lecture 3, we will examine the elasticity. Wait, now we begin. In this lecture, we'll have some main key terms that we'll have to examine. The first one is elasticity. The second one is price elasticity of demand. The third one is relationship between elasticity and total revenue. And the fourth, income elasticity of demand. Next one, price elasticity of supply. And the final one, application of elasticity. Now I think we should begin. We have mentioned many times about elasticity in previous, and the question here is, what is elasticity? Actually, the elasticity is the percentage changes in something given or 1% change in something else. There are 3 types of elasticity. The first one is price elasticity of demand. The second one is income elasticity. And the final one is price elasticity of demand. Now, let's look at the first one, price elasticity of demand. Is the percentage change in the quantity demanded given 1% change in the price. And the ranges of elasticity. There are 5 ranges of elasticity here. They are elasticity demand, in elastic demand, perfectly inelastic demand, perfectly elastic demand, and unique elastic demand. Now let's consider the elastic demand. Consumer demand is relatively responsive to price changes. Small price changes lead to large changes in the quantity demanded. What about inelastic demand? Consumer demand is relatively unresponsive to changes in price. A large price change causes only small change in quantity demanded. For example, cigarettes. and essential. Range of elasticity. When we consider last three ranges, they are perfectly inelastic. Is consumers are completely unresponsive to price changes, and about perfectly elastic. Consumers are infinitely responsive to price changes. And what about the unit elastic? Consumer response is equal to change in price. Now we consider some determinants of price elasticity demand. Demand tends to be more elastic if a larger number of clothes substitute if a good or luxury. The more narrowly defined is the market and is a longer time period. And demand tends to be more inelastic if a good is a necessity, if the shorter adjustment time is a few substitute and more broadly defined market. In order to compute elasticity coefficient, we are calculated by the price elasticity demand equal percentage changes in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price. Elastic demand is the elastic demand greater than 1. Is inelastic demand if the elasticity of demand less than 1. Unitary elasticity if the elasticity demand equal 1. And perfectly inelastic demand if the elastic demand equals 0. And perfectly elastic demand if the elastic demand equal infinite. What about the midpoint formula to calculate the elasticity? We calculate the elasticity of demand by use the formula. We take the change in quantity divided the average of old and new quantity over the change in price divided by average of old and new price. That is the midpoint formula. Now we consider the relationship between elasticity and total revenue. Over the inelastic range of prices and quantity. Income elasticity of demand. Income elasticity demand measures how much quantity demanded of a good responds to a change in supply in consumer income. In order to compute it, we calculated by income elasticity demand equal percentage change in demand over the percentage change in income, computed as the percentage change in demand divided by the percentage change in income. Type of income elasticity. If the elasticity demand is greater than 0, is known as the elasticity demand less than 0 is inferential, and if elasticity demand equals 0, it is income measurable. What about income elasticity? Consumer regards as necessity tend to income inelastic. Examples include food, fuel, clothing, utilities, and medical services. Goods consumers regard as luxury tend to be income elastic. For example, sport cars, furs, and expensive foods. Supply elasticity of supply is the percentage change in quantity of supply resulting from one percentage change in price. Titles: long lecture. Here's a range of elasticity. Perfectly elastic equal infinite. Relatively inelastic greater than 1. Unitary or unit equal 1. Perfectly inelastic less than 1. Perfectly inelastic equal 0. And some determinants of elasticity of supply. The flexibility or ability of sellers to change the amount of goods that they produce. Preferred and used car manufacturers prove realistic in the long run. We have some application of elasticity here, but let's forget about it. Here now to consider the how computing elasticity coefficient. Elasticity of supply equal percentage change in quantity supplied and over the percentage change in price. This for today. We have just looked at elasticity. Where elasticity of demand, the relationship between elasticity and total revenue. Income elasticity of demand, where elasticity of demand, and application of elasticity. Now that's all for today. Goodbye, see ya for the next lecture.